Greetings, my fellow freedom-loving sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful, swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Saturday, December 26, 2020. And just going to do a little brief commentary, which is some, you could say, is pretty logical on what has occurred yesterday in Nashville. And there's even a claim that even their own mayor was like smiling and all that. So I have to watch the video. I have to see any videos on that and just to get that verified. But yeah, this one here came from the 8 Block Times. Good commentary here. This is written by Roger L. Simon. It says, "Was Nashville blast the new Fort Sumter? It was unreasonably cold as my wife, daughter, and I emerged from a downtown Nashville restaurant where we've been enjoying a Christmas Eve dinner. All was quiet. The rarity in the South, a gentle snow was drifting down, reflected in the Christmas lights of the neighboring buildings. It was almost magical. You could forget the moment, the unremitting misery that was Annis Horrible's 2020 particularly had in my adapted Music City home that suffered not just a pandemic but a destructive tornado in March. Roughly 6:30 the next morning, Christmas itself, only a few blocks away from where we ate, the massive blast occurred that most of you have seen pictures and videos today. We had driven straight past the location on the way home, right down 2nd Street. Needless to say, our Christmas plans have shifted to a day in front of the television watching local news. The FBI, the ATF, Metro, Nashville Police, and various other constabulary, foreign and domestic, we assured were on the case. Unsurprisingly, no significant news was forthcoming other than that the 3 people were lightly injured and a police officer had his hearing impaired by the blast that was evidently heard for miles. Not by me. I was sound asleep. Most importantly, nobody seemed to know who done it. Or did they? Or if they did, they weren't saying. Nevertheless, something popped into my head almost immediately. The proximity to the so-called Batman building for its resemblance to the original. The tallest building in Tennessee and currently the regional headquarters of AT&T. What I hadn't realized was that a shorter reddish building, almost determinedly anonymous, without signage and largely windowless, who also belonged to AT&T and was described as filled with computer and switching equipment by the not terrifically technically informed newscasters. The building was literally at ground zero for the blast zone. The large RV with the obviously copious load of explosives apparently had been parked directly in front of it. A huge hole blown in the buildings aside. 2 facts, or were they factoids, quickly emerged. One, whoever committed this crime had given warning of the explosion via a loudspeaker or a megaphone, telling everyone in the range what was coming and get out of the area. This went on for about 30 minutes, even to the point of a countdown to detonation once 15-minute warning was reached. This was subsequently corroborated by a video recording and give credence to the theory that whatsoever was responsible wanted to avoid killing or hurting people. Timing of early Christmas morning also made it extremely unlikely pedestrians would be in the area. AT&T. The second factor that emerged was fleeting, the brief mention by one of the newscasters on the occasions that former NSA analyst Edward Snowden had made about AT&T. The one sent me scurrying to the internet. Back in October 2016, Anthony Cuthbertson wrote in Newsweek under the title, "AT&T spying program is worse than Snowden revelations." A for-profit surveillance program carried out by telecommunications giant AT&T was more serious than the 2013 NSA spying revelations, according to digital rights advocates. AT&T's Project Atmosphere was unveiled Tuesday by the Daily Beast to be secretly selling customer data to law enforcement agencies for the purpose of investigating everything from murder to medical funds. Digital rights group Fight for the Future says that making customer data available to local police departments without a warrant goes beyond the government-level surveillance revealed by former NSA contract worker Edward Snowden. AT&T customers are outraged, but this affects everyone. Evan Greer, campaign director at Fight for the Future, tells Newsweek AT&T went far beyond complying with legal government requests and actually built a powerful data mining product to sell our private information to as many government agencies and police departments as they could. For more, Intercept has an article, the wiretap rooms, that the NSA has hidden spy hubs in 8 cities. That includes the following. The NSA considers AT&T to be one of its most trusted partners and has lauded the company's extreme willingness to help. It is a collaboration that dates back decades. Little known, however, collaboration that dates back decades. Little known, however, is that its scope is not restricted to AT&T's customers, according to the NSA's documents. It values AT&T not only because it has access to information that transits the nation, but also because it maintains unique relationships with other phone and internet providers. Absolutely. Civil War? That's a question. So back to who done it. Even with the warning, considerable collateral damage to businesses on 2nd Street and close by was inevitable that if they all hadn't had enough already. Nevertheless, the person or persons who did this act likely experienced with explosives in some way, ignored that potential destruction. They clearly want to send a message, he or she, or they believe was of too much importance. At this point, anyway, that message appears to be what we live in a surveillance state from the likes of AT&T and our government, and that must end for the survival of our republic as it was conceived. Our liberties no longer exist. China may be trying to take us over, but we're already halfway there ourselves. I happen to agree with that, though not with the method in this case. That collateral damage and the possibility of even worse is too much for me. But what is the method? Given how divided our country is, what happened in Nashville this Christmas morning may have been the first salvo in a second civil war. I'll say the first civil war, but a little bit, I'll just keep going here. Just for the record, Fort Sumter is only 8 hours drive away. Of course, there's always a possibility that one side is impersonating the other in this action. That is a false flag operation. But if so, it is even more a license for civil war. Whose statues will be torn down this time? One more positive thing for the lovers of the music in Music City. The Ryman Auditorium, aka the Mother Church of Country Music, was not damaged. Interesting viewpoint there by Mr. Simon. And it was when they made that 30-minute warning, getting people to leave. I'll watch the video clips of that too. Try to keep that place abandoned as possible. And even with Fort Sumter, the attack on Fort Sumter was abandoned as well. If you really go deep in the history of that, the Confederate States of America, Jefferson Davis was trying to make a deal with Abraham Lincoln to purchase it and buy the fort in good faith. And of course, Lincoln and his administration, after you turn it down, so it looks like there are rumors going around about they're going to use it to attack the southern states. They went in, attacked it, and it was considered abandoned. So just one of those things, and maybe we see it right here as well. Many people still believe the FBI is involved. Okay, which is possible because it's based on past history. Oklahoma City and the World Trade Centers, okay, in 1993, the first time. I talked about that on my last show. It's very unique indeed, or a lot of questions still in the air. And of course, like the whole thing is it's a lot bigger than what it is. I can tell you that. Because even what that occurred, it affected all the other areas, including Kentucky. Never leave all your eggs in one basket when it comes to telecommunications. So, similar patterns that was done 20 plus years. Patterns has been done. But the whole thing is, folks, if something like this can happen, you gotta be more vigilant, be ready, prep up, have your families, stick with your families, screw your differences, your pettiness, who cares? And materialism, who the hell cares, okay? And another thing I'm gonna say too, this is considered a sign of an insurrection, and if President Trump invokes that act, so be it. A lot of chaos is happening right now, turmoil, not just here, but worldwide. We're just an example. And only thing I can say is just be ready at the best of your abilities and pay very close attention. And that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence with decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnote of this article on my Spreaker page. And if you want to contact me, you can hit me at LokiLuck3@gmail.com or LokiLuck03@protonmail.com. And if you want to send some donations, you can hit me at paypal.me/LokiLuck3 or cash.app/$LokiLuck3. That's all together. Send your, if you want to support the Epoch Times, that would be awesome. Send them some of that love. And that is all. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that the demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. May your guardian spirits be with you.